Well, welcome everyone to the Make It in America exhibit at the San Mateo County Fair. This is the second time that we have promoted this event, and we're very excited to be here. And I think you can tell by the fervor of interest in these various aisles that many of the residents of San Mateo County are excited that the Make It in America exhibit is here. And this is our opportunity to put a spotlight on U.S. manufacturing. In fact, much of the manufacturing that's going on right here in San Mateo County or in the region. So I'm very delighted to be sponsoring this event, very happy to be joining with the County Fair in promoting this event. And I hope that you will not only learn a lot about local manufacturing, but it will heighten your awareness about the importance of buying American, to promote manufacturing in America. If all of us across this country just spent $64 a year on products that were made in America, we would be creating 200,000 additional jobs right here in the United States. So we want our economy to be robust again. We want to rev it up. And one of the ways we can rev it up is by looking at opportunities to buy American. So I'm pleased that we've got a number of outstanding manufacturers right here on the peninsula that are going to tell you a little bit about what they do and how many jobs they create and why it's so important to them to make it here in America. You know, from a federal perspective, there are things we are doing to try and encourage more manufacturing here for purposes of both here for sales here in the United States and for export. One of them is called the Exim Bank, which we just reauthorized and was signed into law just a couple of weeks ago, which makes available to businesses here in this country loans to be able to go out and buy the equipment, buy the product, buy the parts to make their various products. And it's available to small to medium-sized companies as well as large companies. We've also just recently had the Jobs Act signed, and that particular law now creates an opportunity for what's called crowdfunding. So when there's a new IPO, it's not just the big investment banks that get a piece of the action. Crowdfunding allows for us as individuals to invest into small companies when they're still in the garages on the peninsula, about to turn into the next Apple or the next Facebook. The Surface Transportation Bill is pending in Congress. And it's a great opportunity for us to realize how important it is for infrastructure to be built. Right behind me is a photograph of one of the most iconic features on the planet, and that's the Golden Gate Bridge. The Golden Gate Bridge and the Bay Bridge were built during the Great Depression. They were built during the Great Depression because we made a commitment to get people back to work. So not only did we get people back to work in the thousands, we created two very iconic visions that people come from around the world to visit. So we are looking forward now for all of you to hear from some of these incredible companies. And the very first company I'm going to call up is a company that was manufacturing in China and decided to bring its manufacturing home. Are you glad to hear about that? The company is called Callebaut, and they use recycled milk jugs to make their products. So it is now employing some 22 workers in the East Bay, and they expect to have some 30 or 35 by the year end. I don't want to steal their thunder, but they've had some exciting news with some local retailers that they will be telling you about. So let's welcome Callebaut and Jeff Bollinger, or is it Rich Stubb, or both of you? Both of you are going to come on up and say a few words about Callebaut.
How's it going? My name is Rich and this is Jeff. We founded a company called Simple Wave with a product line called the Cali Bowl. Thank you. And basically the concept, if you haven't heard of it, is the inside of a bowl has a wave-like transition which pushes all the contents back onto whatever you're eating with. So if you have chips and salsa, the side of the bowl acts as a wave to push the salsa onto the chip so you don't have to use your fingers to chase food. So we founded this company about 4 years ago, And as mentioned, we did all of our manufacturing in China, and just this year we brought back 50 molds, and we do all of our manufacturing in Union City. So it's we're very proud of that. And Jeff can talk a little bit. We sell in over 8,000 stores in the U.S., and it's 100% made in the USA. So thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you. I just briefly wanted to say thank you for having us here. We're very appreciative. One thing that's really important for us and for us to share with all Americans is the formula really is making our products in the United States, new technology that we can share with the world, and then exporting it all over the world. It's not just about making it here, it's about creating innovation that we can sell everywhere. And we believe that will stimulate this economy. I wanted to share a metric with you that we share with JCPenney, who's one of our new vendors. For every $5 that you spend on our product, if we can get them into 25% of American households, that creates 10,000 jobs. So it's there for the taking, and we're really excited about it, and thank all of you.
So I'll give a little plug for them. JCPenney's just purchased 30,000 units of a Cali bowl for dogs. How many of you have dogs and the water spills everywhere? It's going to be a big seller, I know. I'm buying one. Our next speaker is someone incredibly local. She's been with the Convention and Visitors Bureau for a long time. She is bringing us the As Fresh as It Gets program, which is all about the farming that goes on throughout this region that then comes into our restaurants and into our homes. They promote local wine and products right here in San Mateo County. Please put your hands together and welcome Ann LeClaire.
Thank you, Jackie. About 7 years ago, our Convention and Visitors Bureau, we were of course out in the community talking about how we live in paradise, having a conversation with the Farm Bureau, and we created a partnership among the San Mateo County Silicon Valley Convention and Visitors Bureau, our San Mateo County Farm Bureau, represented here by Bill Gass, and our Harbor District, represented by Jim Anderson. And we decided that instead of just telling people about what a great place this is to visit or what a great place it is to live in, let's talk about the food. We have the best food anywhere. We are so spoiled, not just the food, but the wine, the locally brewed beer is off the charts. So we created a program to educate local chefs. We created an awards program. We have a list of winning restaurants at our booth. We do this every year as part of our activities. And we put the word out and we recognize them with plaques so that you can target certain restaurants, or you can learn about where to buy fish off the docks. Jim would be happy to tell you that. Or where to go for a farmer's market and the freshest food anywhere. And I'm sure Dan will cover some of the fresh beer. But it's a great program. Please stop by our booth or go on the Fresh as It Gets website and you'll learn where to buy fresh and local. Thank you.
So now you're going to get a treat because you're going to hear from the longest continuously running company in the Bay Area. Anyone know what company it is? It is. Who said sourdough? It's Boudin Bakery. It has more than 944 employees. It started out as just a simple bakery and has turned it into not just a bakery, but restaurants and a huge employer. Sourdough bread, they make 12.5 million pounds of dough per year, and I think the mother yeast is still being used even today, as I understand it. We have the Executive Vice President of Marketing, Gail DeBrosa, and the Master Baker, who has been doing this for how long, Fernando? 33 years. So this is a little bit of local culture and color. Let's welcome them both up.
Thank you, Jackie. I think this is a great event, and I'm just going to say a couple words and let Fernando also talk a little bit. And as Jackie mentioned, Boudin was established in 1849, and we're the longest continuously operating business in San Francisco. And what that goes to show you is that we've learned a way to survive both in great economic times and not so great economic times, and we're continuing to grow. We also support the local economy. Our 20 restaurants are using local ingredients wherever possible. And I am happy to announce that in the next 18 months, we're going to be growing again in our restaurants and adding 5 more restaurants to the Bay Area, and which will be about 250 jobs. And I'm going to let Fernando tell you a little bit about his manufacturing facilities.
Thanks everyone. Thank you, Jackie, for I'm so honored to be here. Even though I've been around for a long time, I grew up here in the Daly City area. Okay, so I grew a little boy, went to Jefferson High School, and found a job at the bakery on 10th and Gary. I don't know if everybody here remembers the bakery on 10th Avenue in Gary in San Francisco. That's where I started with all the European bakers, and actually with one of the owners of Papa Steve Gerardo, which he passed away, which is I learned all the methods of the sourdough. The best sourdough in the world gets made here in San Francisco, okay? No one can make sourdough bread like us because it lives here in the environment. Remember that, okay? Very important. So for everyone that wants to go see it, we have it at the Fisherman's Wharf Bakery. We have the mother dough alive there. We continually have it for 163 years. A piece of dough that's 163 years old, and we keep baking every single day with it. So you can have a little treat that we have a booth here on this side, and we just want to thank everybody for your support through all these years, and thank you again.
You can actually buy these, can't you, Fernando? So if you're having a special event at your home and want to kind of really impress everyone, these can be purchased at the wharf.
Fisherman's Wharf Bakery.
For how much?
They're on almost $10 a piece. We have different animals, different types. It's all sourdough bread. So.
It takes 45 minutes to cut and put this little crab together. Thank you, Fernando. All right, moving to yet another great delicacy. Casa Sanchez in Millbrae employs 80 employees. They are authentic Mexican food, chips and salsa. You'll be able to try some of that here today. I visited the factory. It is incredibly impressive. They are so good that they are now selling product in Costco, and you know how tough Costco can be in terms of getting product into their doors. So please welcome Robert Sanchez.
Thank you, Congresswoman. Well, I just want to say that we've been around not as long as the bakery has, but we're into our 4th generation. My son, who just graduated from high school, said, "Nico, you have to come and help us out. You have to get up at 4 in the morning," which he does. And so for the summer, he's going to be helping us out. If you wanted to come and talk to him, he's the best salesperson that we have right now for the company. He's at our booth. But we've been around for a while. We make chips and salsa. We're proud to be U.S. made. We're proud to be California made. We're proud to be San Mateo made. We're proud to be in Millbrae. So thank you, Congressman, for being the opportunity and come and visit us. Thank you.
Now we're going to hear from some of the new technology that is indeed very exciting. The company is called Efficient Now. It's in San Mateo. It has between 10 and 15 employees and some additional contractors. They're making LED lights for health, office, parking, and warehouse facilities. Michael Strobecker, who's the CEO, is with us, and he is also displaying their newest invention, which is an LED light that really actually provides light onto your surface so you can actually use it to read. And I think you're all going to be very impressed with it. So please welcome Michael Strobecker.
Thank you, Congresswoman Speier. It's great to be here. It's our 2nd year here. And as Congresswoman Speier said, we manufacture LED lights, mainly for commercial. We've done the VA hospital and military bases. We manufacture here in Silicon Valley. And we just debuted today with our first consumer product that it replaces an incandescent bulb. And our goal here is to manufacture it all here in the U.S. So I'll leave you with one data point. If the whole United States went to LED today, we'd be saving roughly 1 terawatt hour of energy. And I would translate that into power plants, but I can't do the math here. That's a lot of energy, and would save a lot of us from pollution and other issues that are associated with energy. Another benefit for those of you who don't know LEDs, especially in the consumer at the home, our LED bulbs, along with a lot of LED bulbs today, will last 20 plus years. So if you're tired of changing those bulbs, that could be a big reason to go LED. Thank you very much.
So we have a number of cars on display here that are all made in America. We're going to now welcome from Detroit the Ford Focus electric car. Ford, as you know, has 166,000 employees in about 70 plants, 66,000 in the United States. Brand new vehicles, the first orders are being shipped to California, New York, and New Jersey now. The Ford Focus runs 70 to 100 miles on a charge. There are no emissions, no CO2. The cloth of the seats is made by Reprieve from recycled plastic bottles. So please welcome Taylor Blackburn.
Thank you, Congresswoman Speier. As she mentioned, at Ford, we have 66,000 roughly American workers, and I'm proud to tell you that we anticipate the next 3 to 4 years, 12,000 more jobs coming back from China, Japan, and Mexico to America. So if you get a chance, please check out the car, check out the exhibit. We've got some knowledgeable people over here that will tell you all about it, but really glad to be here and glad to be part, and thank you.
Now, many of you have probably driven up Highway 80 and gone to that other jelly bean factory. You don't have to go that far away. We've got one right here in South San Francisco that's been here for over 100 years, and it's called Gimbals. And they are not just the purveyors of jelly beans, but lots of other fine candies that are allergen-free, gluten-free, soy-free, and kosher. Because one in 13 children in the United States has food allergy. So these candies are now available at Walmart, Rite Aid, Dollar General, and now at Safeway. So look for Gimbals. Here is the CEO, Lance Gimbal.
Thank you, Jackie. Appreciate being here today. It's really exciting. Gimbals has been in business since 1898. My great-grandfather started the company. We were in San Francisco until 1950. We moved to South San Francisco in 1951. We've grown the company. We have 75, 80 employees now. Yeah, we are the other guy. We try harder, and the price is a lot better. And the product is awesome. Tastes great. We're gonna send some samples around. But I just want to say, you know, so much about my company is really what Jackie's doing, you know, for our district here, and she has been just a champion for our company. And I've been to Washington, D.C. now 3 or 4 times, and every time I go there, Jackie makes the time to see me and listen to the issues and the things that are going on. The sugar industry, I don't know if you folks know this or not, but the sugar industry is a subsidized, government-subsidized industry, and we pay at least double sugar prices the rest of the world. So talk about taking jobs to China and things like this. I mean, we're at a disadvantage there. Jackie's been working hard with us in Congress to try to repeal that kind of legislation that was, you know, started in the like 1930s or the 20s to help the farmers. She's helped us get into Safeway. In fact, she was a great spearhead for us. She'd known about us and somehow waved her magic wand, and the next thing I know, we're having a meeting over at Safeway. She's just a fantastic supporter of all of our small business here in the Bay Area, and I want to thank you, Jackie, especially for caring about Gimbals Candy. Thank you.
See how smart he was? He left the candy up here for me to steal. Let me tell you how easy it was to sell Gimbals. I just took a bag of the candy with me when I met with one of their senior execs, and it does the selling itself. Our next speaker, I've known for a long time. I'm going to tell you a little story about him. We have Virgin Airlines in San Mateo County now, in part because we were able to wow them with the libation of the next speaker. Boudin Bakery is manufactured right here in San Jose with 50 employees. It's the largest brewery in the Bay Area that distributes to 19 states and has the capacity to brew 3.1 million gallons of beer a year. So please welcome the founder and world famous brewer, Dan Gordon.
Of course I did. What do you mean I wouldn't bring any samples? No brewer shows up to a party without bringing some libations with it. This is your takeout package, too. Anyway, I'm a resident of San Mateo County, and about 25% of our employees live in San Mateo County, so my kids come to this fair every year. This is a fun place for me to be supporting, and Jackie single-handedly brought Virgin America into the Bay Area as her headquarters. I just was part of the team to have fun that night. We brew authentic German-style beers, doing it the old-school way, slow and steady fermentation, 6 weeks of aging, natural carbonation, so it's good stuff. Please go to Safeway, Costco, wherever you need. I got a lot of tuition payments to pay, and I luckily get a vote for Jackie every year, and it's a thrill to be next to her. So pleasure to be there. Put this back on the plane for your flight back home. We're back to DC or whatever. Okay? There's more where that came from, I promise. I know what to do.
Nothing like spilt beer, right? Okay. Thank you, Dan, very much. Okay. All right, so now we're going to move away from food for a minute to a very exciting company that's manufacturing right here in this region. It's manufacturing a product that's going to probably save one of your lives someday. Seriously. It's Intuitive Surgical. Their offices are in Menlo Park. They have 2,018 employees. You have on display here at the fair what's called the Vinci robot, surgical robot. More than 2,000 systems have been installed in almost 2,000 hospitals worldwide. They were here last year, and I had a chance to test drive the Vinci. It's really pretty impressive because even the best surgeon's hands have a slight tremor, and the Vinci takes the tremor out and allows for the kinds of surgeries that are very technical that can be extremely effective. So let's welcome Gus Costello, the Senior VP for Products Operation, and we have a number of surgeons who are here. Dieter Bruno from Sequoia, Douglas Ritterhouse from Seton, and Tanya Spiratos from Sequoia, and Katie Shapiro from Seton again. All right, please welcome them all. Step over the beer.
Thank you. Thank you, Congresswoman Speier. You know, last time I saw the Congresswoman, she was at our building inauguration in Sunnyvale. This is a manufacturing building that we inaugurated, about 155,000 square feet, employing about 300 highly skilled manufacturing technicians, engineers, supervisors, and managers. And you know, I don't usually pay a lot of attention to what politicians say, but here's the catch. She said something at that inauguration that really caught my attention. Okay, she said the following, and I don't remember a lot of things anymore in my old age. My near-term memory fades me. But she said something to the extent that we need to make it in America so we can all make it in America. And that's really important. And so I want to recognize her for seeing what we need to do here to bring this country back to its former glory. Just a little bit about Intuitive. It was an idea started about 15, 16 years ago to take surgical precision beyond the limits of the human hand. And as Leonardo da Vinci and many other artists have paid tribute to this magnificent tool, our visionary surgeons and engineers looked at ways to actually allow tissue to be manipulated inside the patient in a way that would be best manipulated and would enhance, you know, what the human hand does. And what we have today is the Da Vinci surgical system. It is an exhibit right to my left-hand side here in the second stall, and I'll welcome you to take a look at it. And it is really remarkable how it allows the surgeon to see tissue, to manipulate tissue in 3 dimensions in full HD. and allow the surgeon, he or she, excise the cancer, cauterize the tissue, so that the patient can be back on its feet, on his or her feet, very shortly, and resume activity. So I want to once again recognize the Congresswoman for what she does for us, and please take a look at the exhibit that we have over here. I think you'll enjoy it. We have a surgeon, Surgeon Bruno.
Hey, how is everybody today? I encourage you to come by the Intuitive Surgical booth. One of the things that's an incredible piece of equipment, as he just described, was the Da Vinci robot. FDA approved in 2000. It's a wonderful piece of equipment that's made here in America. It's an American company, and it's just a surgical marvel. If you come by, we'll give you a test drive, but as he described, it allows us to be able to do complex procedures. And the main advantage is there are a lot of surgeries that really require a certain level of talent of a surgeon to be able to do just laparoscopically. With the Da Vinci robot, it allows basically any surgeon who has training to be able to do very complex operations in a very comfortable fashion, which ultimately is a very positive thing because it allows us to be able to treat larger numbers of patients with technology as opposed to people having to go to very specialized centers to be able to get very specialized cases done. So it allows us to be able to treat patients in their own communities and they get great outcomes. So I encourage you to come by, see the equipment. I'm going to be here for another couple of hours, so I'd be delighted to give everybody a test drive and show you why this is such a big buzz and why this company has done so well really making this equipment and how much it allows us to be able to take care of you guys better. Okay? So every hospital pretty much, I'm from Sequoia Hospital. Absolutely. Alrighty. Thanks.
So the doctor's in. I'm sure he'll give you some prognosis or diagnosis if you've got whatever going on today. Okay. All right, let's move on. Now, here's my next challenge. Kelly Moore Paints manufactures right here in San Mateo County. My next challenge to make sure it becomes the painter of the Golden Gate Bridge, because right now it is not. So please welcome Craig Lency, who is the sales representative, 1,500 employees right here in the Bay Area making Kelly Moore paint, high quality paint. Please welcome him. He's gone. He's selling paint. All right. Your youngsters, any of your youngsters here, they're going to create opportunities for them to use Kelly Moore paint and to paint. Now, if you haven't seen those great Zero motorcycles just around the corner, get on one of them. I did earlier, and I'm going to become a, whatever they call motorcycle girls. This is Mission Motorcycles in Daly City. It has 10 to 15 employees, depending on the season. The dealership has sold motorcycles, ATVs, scooters for over 20 years. They started selling the zero-emission electric motorcycle in 2009 as they have seen a strong uptick in the interest this year. Tom Nash is their general manager. Please welcome Tom.
Thank you. As Congresswoman said, I'm general manager of Mission Motorcycles in Daly City, top of the hill, Daly City. And the motorcycles come from a company called Zero Electric Motorcycles. They are located near Santa Cruz. They have approximately 85 employees. The motorcycles are designed by Americans, built by Americans, sold throughout the entire world. So not only are they jobs in America, but they're adding to our balance of trade overseas. And they're doing an excellent job. The motorcycles are very exciting. We see this as part of the future of motorcycling. They're, like many technologies, somewhat limited by batteries at the moment. We have the same problem with laptops, mobile phones, all the rest of these kinds of technologies. But as that improves, these are becoming more and more mainstream. We have, for example, people in the Bay Area who are commuting on these from their home to their office, charging them at the office while they're working, and then commuting back home. It costs about 2 cents a mile to ride these, and they're just a tremendous piece of technology and do a lot as far as green technology, saving carbon emissions and all those kinds of things. The thing that's very interesting about them is it's a lot easier for us as a society to control the emissions of one electric power plant than it is to control the emissions of thousands of gasoline-powered vehicles. So this is the wave of the future as we see it, much like the cars. Thank you very much.
The largest solar cell manufacturer in the country is Solar World. They are represented here. They have 2,700 employees. They manufacture in the United States. That's good news for all of us. Roxy Brown is the program administrator, and she's here to talk to you about Solar World.
Thank you, Jackie. Well, when I heard the title of this show, I jumped on the opportunity to attend, because isn't making it in America what we're all trying to do? I mean, this is what this is all about. So I wrote down a few things I wanted to say. I didn't want to forget anything. So I want you all to know that Solar World is an American solar panel manufacturer, and we've been around for 37 years. And despite the trends of many other American manufacturers, we have resisted the urge to outsource. We have remained committed to being a truly American-made company. It hasn't been easy. We've all felt the strain of economic hardships and the threats of cheap outsourced goods. But Solar World's conviction to remain American-made comes from something beyond profit maximization. It comes from an interest in the American people and the American economy. So for 37 years, we've been manufacturing right here. So the welfare and satisfaction of our customers is the most important thing, and that's why we were the first to launch a 25-year linear warranty, and that's also why we've never outsourced. So yeah, I could go on and on for days about how great my company is, from the environmental policies to the superior product to the people, but all I'll say, to make it short, is thank you all for believing in American manufacturing, and let's keep fighting the good fight.
Okay, our final presenter this afternoon, is Western Tile Manufacturing. They're a San Francisco-made company that has been making bags for a very long time. It started, I believe, with his father or grandfather and burlap bags many, many, many decades ago. They have 50 employees. They make cotton canvas bags from 100% organic cotton. They are grown, woven, and sewn in the US of A. Please welcome Bruce Spiegelman, CEO.
Thank you, Congresswoman Speier. It's Western Textile Manufacturing. My grandpa started in 1919 upon return from World War I. My dad got involved with my grandfather when he got back from World War II, and I came into it in 1988. And at that point, we changed the focus of the business and started making tote bags and that sort of thing. So we run two factories. We run the basics in San Francisco. Those are the simple tote bags, all kinds of cottons, conventional, recycled, organic, all that sort of thing. And we have a factory in El Paso, Texas, where we run fashion items. We run the stuff for John Barbados down there, for Aveda. We run stuff for Martha Stewart. Right now, there's big things going on down there, Will Spirit Leather and all that kind of thing. It's been a very, very difficult road to hoe the last 10 or 15 years because of all the cheap imports coming in from China. But we've stayed the course. We know how to utilize our resources properly, and we've tried to do the right thing throughout. And that's our mission, to try to do the right thing. So thank you very much for letting us participate.
Well, thank you all for joining us. Enjoy the show, enjoy the fair, and when you next go out and purchase something, look at the label and try and make sure you're buying it in America with American-made products that have been made by your next-door neighbor or even your kid who's just out of college and needs a job. Thank you all for being here.